Hi and welcome to another episode of Hereford FC here on Vanilla FM, and today we're going to catch up with the half season. We're playing FA Trophy stage against Aldershot, but first of all let's have a look at the transfers that we did for the mid-season. So quite a few things to look at. We have a new goalkeeper, David Harrington. Just to have a more experienced goalkeeper to be around, because Belgambi spends a lot of time away on commitments with Uganda, international commitments. Therefore, we released from loan the player that we had. I'm trying to look for It's so difficult to navigate this game still. Nothing is where it's supposed to be. So we have released Luke Thompson back to his club because he wasn't really a suitable backup for when Belgambi was away. So even though he's got loads of potential, we had to send him back. So that's the goal. That's been covered. We also have then, for the right of defence, Sean Hogan. I did think about selling him and trying to turn a profit, but I didn't have any offers for him, so I decided to let him stay, and instead this player, Caden Harrick, I actually brought in with the intention to sell Sean Hogan, but rather than using him on the right, I'm going to use him in the defensive midfield, and that means I can release back to his club this Charlie that I brought in. He was just there to be a backup, really. So we can be released back to his club because we don't really need him. Although I have to do that in like a couple of weeks' time, because you can't. I don't think you can cancel loan within a month. So there we go. So on the right side we have Sean Hogan, and we actually released Joe Rains and got Cole, who is quite a good player with still some potential left. Cole, if you remember, I had predicted, if I can find him again, where is Cole? Sorry, Joe Rains. I had predicted he was going to stay with us for a long time, because that's what happened in previous versions of the game, but actually is not as good in this version of the game. His attributes is lacking a little bit compared to previous versions of the game, so we had to release him, and we got Cole. On the left side we still have Bailey Sloan as the main player and Charlie Sawyers as the backup, a very good backup, by the way, developing quite well at the club. Defensive central defendant, we have Darren playing there the majority of the time, and we also have Animasau. We also have where are the other ones? Godfred, who we were actually again hoping to sell to turn a profit, but instead we didn't, because we had one of our players poached. So let me go between. Clancy decided to sign a contract out of the blue. We didn't even have time to make an offer or anything to Alton Town, which is an Irish first division team. So second division, really. First division team. So he's gone, so we ended up keeping Godfred. So one new player that we did bring in was Jordan Cullinane Liburn. So he came from Chesham to us. It was more of a free transfer, really. He's going to just bring some depth because he's getting on a bit. So that's that. Defensive midfield, we ended up having quite a few, because I was hoping to make some sales and I didn't. So I already talked about Charlie that we brought on, but actually we don't need them anymore. We have brought back Matt Richards as well, who was with us before, as you remember, in the last season. but has been able to develop quite well. I don't know what they did to him in Holland Church. He's developed, and so we brought him back on a free transfer. We still have Phil Gannon as our more experienced head. Regan Riley, leave it or take. To be fair, I might sell him next season, even though he's supposedly on paper our best player for that position. But we also got this guy, like I showed before. So he was meant to be working for us on the right side of the fence, but he's going to be in the midfield now. But we are hoping to sell, and again, this is part of my grand master plan to make some profit. As you can see, he's our best player, right? But I was hoping to turn a profit, but nobody made an offer, which is really strange. I don't understand why no one's making an offer for him. We did manage to send on loan William Flint. So Flint is out on loan at the moment. Again, the intention was to sell him, but nobody made an offer. So we ended up having lots of defensive midfield players in the squad at the moment. I might still be able to loan Ellis, and obviously we'll get rid of Charlie as soon as the time frame is right. Right side of the midfield, no changes, and left side as well, no changes. So Brady Pert and Matt as the backup on that right side. And then we have Turin, who can also play on the right, but we're playing him on the left. And Connor for that left side. In attack, main players are Peter Thomas, who's been doing fairly well for us this season, and Victor. We were going to sell Omar, but again, no offers. He's getting on quite a bit anyway, so we'll probably just release him at the end of the season, perhaps. But we did get, on a very short loan, on a bit of a trial, to be fair, Shankar Zimba. His contract is ending soon, so if the loan goes well, we can make quite a cheap offer for him, or maybe a contract offer for next season. And then we also have this backup player, Pemi. So he's happier to be an emergency backup. So a few of the backup strikers were getting a little bit unhappy not having enough playing time. One of them was Callum Moorfield, who we ended up loaning out to a Scottish club. So those are the transfers for the winter. Oh, before I get into it, let's have a look at club and facilities, just to show you that we are improving our facilities. We now have adequate and above average recruitment, so adequate coaching. We're working towards level 4. We've upgraded and are actually in the process of upgrading even more the average training facility. The training facilities at the moment average. So everything's going really well at the club. And that's part of the plan, is to bring in these young players that can have potential. Even though we're progressing in the leagues, there's going to be a lot of turnover still, but if we upgrade our facilities, they have more of a chance of progressing, and we have more of a chance to keep them on contract. So it's like a cheap way to put a team together. Not cheap in the sense that you obviously have to invest in improving your facilities, and that costs quite a lot of money, but it also sets the club up quite nicely. So what other news? Working on new staff as well. We'll have a quick look at staff maybe after the game, but trying to get better staff in as we can as the contracts run out. I know that a few of the staff members from Hereford do follow the channel on occasion, so I think it'll be fun for them to see where they're at. I know the data analyst has commented in previous years about getting sacked. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you've got sacked already by me, so apologies for that. But yeah, we'll take a look at how we're doing in terms of staff later on in the game. So we are playing against Aldershot. I think Aldershot are towards the lower places of the league, of the Enterprise National. We are at the top, quite a few points difference at the moment, but this is obviously for the FA Trophy. But yeah, we are first with quite a few points difference to second. Doing quite well this season, going quite well. We have been kicked out from the FA Cup, I think, now. I believe we lost against Sheffield in the 4th round. But we're still doing really well for the Championship. And I can't remember what round of the FA Trophy this is. Might be the 4th, might be the 5th. Can't remember now. That's quite a good goal, to be fair. Yeah, so one thing I don't like about the game still, one of many small things. I've noticed that the schedule doesn't show for cup competition. It doesn't show which round. In the previous calendar, it used to show you which round that game was for. Like, you used to say 3rd qualifying round or 1st round, 2nd round, whatever. At the moment, it just says the competition. It doesn't say the round that you're playing. Which, you kind of want to know that looking at the calendar. Obviously, for league games, it's different, but for cup games, that's a really good goal. Wow. Small little things like, the lack of spacing between the player's name and the number, overlapping of the shirts, the shirt numbers with the shirt name on the back of the player shirts and so on. Lots and lots of little small bugs everywhere still. But it's improving. They've made graphical improvements so that you can see the crowd now have faces. The grass has a better texture to it. So I think they've made some improvements to that and how that integrates. I'm playing on the Mac as well, which doesn't help, I guess, because the game isn't necessarily well optimized for Apple products. But yeah, the youth system's still a bit broken. You can't navigate or coach. You can see there's another bug here. The shadow in this stand is moving with the camera tilt. That's not supposed to happen. I do like the new camera angles though. They're pretty cool. Oh no, that's a pathetic goal. I mean, a pathetic defense. Why did he jumps out all the time? He should just stay closer to the line. I don't know why he came forward so much. So only 3 substitutions in this match. It's the only competition we play with only 3 subs. All the others are 5 subs. And it's a smaller bench as well, only 5 people on the bench. Nice one. See, Peter Thomas has a space in between the number and the name. But Brody didn't. Brody Pert didn't. It's still a little bit laggy, the match engine. You'll be able to see that probably more pronounced in the OBS recording if you're watching on YouTube. That's a good goal. Yeah, so still quite laggy the game. Alright. So let's make a sub. Let's get Cole in. And that'll be it for now. I'm working on getting a new laptop next next month or so, so hopefully that will help a little bit with the lagginess of the game. Just having a better machine. Although I am a little bit loath to do that because my machine is better than the recommended version by SI themselves. Oh, I just noticed the fans. Oh, if you pause them, they still animate. Oh, hello. Sit down, stand up, sit down. Okay, the fans are a little bit weird still. And also their eyes are just white. White holes. A little bit creepy. Okay, last sub of the game. Let's have a look. Might want to bring in Sawyer and swap him around with Animus Sound. And we're gonna bring in Ellis. Okay, fine. There we go. So I'm still playing these additional players that are floating around in the squad. And I guess that will keep the value up as well. If I stop playing them, then the value will decrease. Ellis is our best player anyway, so from a theoretical perspective, he is a better rated star from a star rating perspective. Nice pass. So did they get a red card? They only seem to have 9 players. Yeah, they must have got a red card. They only have 9 players on the pitch. The match events don't show that though. It's a little bit weird. It is starting to get laggier as the game goes on. There's a corner. And that is the end of the game. Okay, so we don't get those end of match graphical errors that we used to get, which is good. And there we go. That is all for today. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you again at the end of the season. It's going pretty well, so I think we're going to get promoted quite easily again to the end of the season. So thanks again for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.